Hey all, Pay Marine here with another video, and we're taking another look at the reveals from Gen Con. This is now the second video that I'm doing of this not quite everything, but of what we've seen that I'm more particularly interested in, which is the kill team. So this one's going to be diving into the new box and factions that are going to be featured in the next, I guess, Warzone campaign, kill zone. I'm not sure what they're calling it, but probably saying the article here. So let's take a look at that. All right, so here we are, the Adeptus Sororitas, or the Sisters of Battle, and the Tau. Now, I'm actually particularly excited about this. Like, I really liked the last box. It was very interesting to me. I like the orc models. The Deathcore Krieg were really cool. It would give me an excuse, at least for the Deathcore Krieg. I had like this cool kind of Firefly brown coats idea, which I still plan on doing. But it's just hard to justify that price point of 200. Now they got that new starter set coming out, which you don't know the price on, and then the individual boxes. But again, it's still, I'm trying to prioritize on things because I have a ton of backlog. Plus, as many of us know, like, things are still not the best situation across the world with like lockdowns and such like that. And it's more important for me to keep food on the table for my family than to spend it on plastic. That's the way it is. It's just not a good spot everywhere right now. So I had to pass and kind of, like I said, prioritize things a bit. So this though is part of I guess something I wanted to work on was I had a Tau kill team. I'd actually specifically had it for Shadow War Armageddon, and I could have played them into last editions of Kill Team, but I never actually ported them over from Shadow War to actual play them in Kill Team. But I always have a soft spot for Tau. I'm not sure what it is. I just like their aesthetic. It might be like the first time I was really looking into getting the tabletop. One of the first games I watched was right when Tau had been introduced. So there was a brand new army, completely new to 40K. And back then they weren't like released, and like it's kind of crazy to see like Skitarii and Sisters of Battles have kind of been around, and then they went away and then they came back. But I don't know. Anyway, it was really neat to see just their aesthetic and everything. So with that, I don't know. I just remember seeing like it was I guess it was back. I didn't play during this edition. It was I want to say it was fourth or fifth, I think. I don't remember, but like I just remember seeing like they had painted a white army, which is already really hard. So their whole army was like this white Tau vehicles and stuff, and they had like drone spam. And I guess drone spam was a huge thing when Tau first came out. So there was just like this flotilla basically of drones just on the board, and it just looked really awesome. But I didn't go to them for my first army. I went to Space Marines because I always liked them. I had been playing the Dawn of War games prior to that, and a friend suggested to me Salamanders because my favorite color is green. But at the time, I didn't really realize that you could kind of customize. Plus, I didn't know more of the Horus Heresy side of things, where they had a darker color scheme, because I wasn't really a big fan of that kind of brighter green. I like kind of that olive drab or the darker colors of green. So I was drawn more toward Dark Angels. Plus, the Dark Angels had robes, and their winged sword symbol was actually the same Valkyrie is what the symbol was called in Halo, specifically Halo 2. And that's what I was using at the time in Halo 2 for that. So I just thought it was kind of cool. So I actually went to Dark Angels first. And then my next army after Dark Angels ended up being Salamanders because I like their lore. The green color, I did go with their kind of, at the time it was Snot Green. I think now it's Warpstone. And then I ended up repainting everything to make a kind of hybrid 30K and 40K version of them. But anyway, kind of getting way off topic. But eventually I started kind of collecting Tau, and I started doing like a kind of more of a purple color scheme with them to go along with Halo, with the Covenant, and kind of like purples and blues and that kind of stuff. And really liked them, ended up selling them, didn't play too much with them, then rebought more Tau, and then was building them all up again, and then eventually sold those, and just kind of a back and forth. And I just kind of really go back and forth on, well, with this, I was like, well, since I kind of I like Tau, And this would be a good way, just, you know, like I'm not going to collect a huge army again. I can manage a kill team size of Tau. So that was the plan. And I actually had this plan to do a Guvesa conversion. Now, Guvesa are the humans that come over to the Tau. And I had done that in my more recent Tau army. I had took some Imperial Guard and done a really cool kit bash. It's just some like Fire Warrior stand-ins of Imperial Guard and Tau bits and stuff put together. And it looked really great. Like I said, I sold that with the army. But with that, I was thinking about doing something like that again for a kill team, but I was going to use some Necromundo base models with some Tau to do that. But I wanted to wait to see how these new additions were going to roll out the kill teams. Is it going to be just kits, or are they going to have more dynamic poses and models that come out like in Warhammer Underworlds? Or like, you know, I just wasn't sure how they're going to go with it. Well, kind of gotten an answer now that we have this new box set out. So it appears that they're going to do kind of more the multi-part kits, and not kind of like Underworlds where you have just a one like model that has a lot of character and a dynamic pose, and you can still do conversions and stuff to it, but you can't do much more than like build like that particular team of models. It would take a lot more conversion work versus a multi-part kit, which is a lot easier just to do part swaps and stuff like that. But yeah, so right now, like last campaign box, we got basically 2 new units. Like, yes, they've existed in both of the codexes, but we never had plastic Deathcore Krieg, and these are completely new commando models for the orcs. So we're getting something similar with that here. And I know there's a lot of people, especially with the Tau side, because the Tau is not new, but it's kind of new. It's a what do you call it, a refresh or a rework of an existing kit. And then the sisters are a completely new unit, new models. And I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I'm sure they'll be slid somehow into the codex some way. But yeah, so for me, I'm pretty excited, and I'm actually probably going to pick up this box also because the terrain in this isn't orc. It's similar to what came out in the new buildings with last kill team. And I actually have another kind of project I'm working on for my Armies on Parade board that I need to start kind of, I guess, collecting the bits and pieces to start working on that. Hopefully I will be able to participate come this Armies on Parade in 2022. I won't be able to this year. Hopefully in 2022, I will be done with it. It's a pretty extensive plan that I hope works out, but I kind of need to start like collecting what I need for that. So yeah, so we'll see how that works out. But anyway, yeah, so I'm really tempted in getting this box because I can use pretty much everything in it. Even the sisters are tempting to hold on to. I had a Sisters of Battle army at one point as well, but I'm probably gonna have to see who may be interested in them and to at least sell those models. Again, just trying to prioritize things, and then just focus on the Tau kill team, which will probably end up being kind of my main kill team, I'm thinking, just because I have a Tempestus Scions kill team already painted, ready to go, and I have enough models where I can, you know, from previous editions still use it. The only thing is I have the published warheads on them. And so if I was to attend an official Games Workshop event, I would not be able to use them. So it'd be nice to have at least an alternative kill team to go to without it being necessarily the exact same or similar. So I think I'm going to go with Tau, especially after seeing this new kit. Pretty excited, and I can't wait to see kind of like what I can bring as far as what units and models. Because right now it really seems like you pretty much just bring over a unit from 40K, and then like that's your kill team, and then you can do your specialisms and stuff. Then it's not really a mix and match of different types like previous edition. But I'm not really sure how that's going to work with Tau. Like how many, like what's the minimum number? Like I think because Fire Warriors usually you buy them in like a group of 10, and I can't remember. I want to say Pathfinders you only got like in a 4 or 5 person group. I don't recall exactly, but if that's the case, I doubt that like a Tau kill team is going to have like 10 Fire Warriors and then potential of bringing another what do they call them? Fire team, right? That you bring these different teams. of like 4 pathfinders, and then on top of it, like what are your drone options going to be? Like, can you still bring drones on? It just seems like a ton. It just seems like a lot, but maybe because, you know, especially with pathfinders, are they going to have a 4+ save, or are they going to have a 5+ save? I think right now in current 40K they have a 5+, which isn't that great. Granted, they may have more wounds, but still, you know, I don't expect them to have a ton of wounds because they're Tau after all. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see how these rules work out. But let's jump into the article. Enough of my just rambling like I like to do, but let's see what we got in the article here. All right, so this year Warhammer's back to GenCon. All right, longest running tabletop event in North America. So you may remember our recent roadmap that Kill Team Octarius is only the first major release of the brand new edition game. Now seems an excellent time to lift the lid on the upcoming expansion. So I got a video here. I won't watch it. You can go see it on their channel, or their channel, their community website. I mean, it's a quality little trailer like they do. But yeah, so here's the box. Yeah, I mean, already you got a Pathfinder right here. You got the classic helmet. This right here appears to be a fire warrior because you don't have like that kind of like elongated back end, and you have a backpack. So this is telling me this is most likely, and the shoulder pad too, that this is most likely a fire warrior. Although that looks like it has like a backpack here, so maybe this is a fire warrior potentially as well. Kind of hard to say, but this is definitely a Pathfinder. So yeah, I'm assuming this is gonna be another $200 box, but again, it's kind of like, it's up to the individual if you think it's worth it or not. Now, the last time it was really hard for me to justify, because at the end of the day, like those were both factions that were, I guess, gonna be more of an excess and nothing that I necessarily needed to have or really wanted. It would be nice, it'd be cool to be able to mess around with those factions, but at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily something I had planned on. So it really would be just an excessive expenditure outside of like what I would actually want. But this, I'm assuming this is probably going to hit that 200 mark as long, and I would be okay with that, because if it comes with like the gauges and everything else the first one did. So essentially, like, because right now I haven't bought into Kill Team, so getting those initial rulers and just tokens, dice, you know, that kind of stuff would be nice. And then on top of it, it does have both terrain and a faction, kind of both two factions, but really one faction I'm 100% invested in. So it's really like, even though I don't want to spend $200, I still think these are like 150 at most. In my mind, I can kind of justify it more as to why I would spend that amount, as much as I may not want to necessarily. But yeah, so here we go. Here is just a quick battle scene, and we're gonna go more into the models. They show them down below, but both factions really awesome. Excuse me, let me get a drink here. But I really like what they've done with the Pathfinders. Like, they've taken an original or an existing kit, and they've given it such a facelift that I just really actually like and appreciate. Now, I do know there's a lot of people that are kind of complaining, like, oh, well, the poses aren't all that great. It's like, I mean, the poses are not that bad. I don't know what else they want for the posing of them. And there does appear to be at least one set of new legs for, I want to call him kind of like a sniper specialist or whatever. At least that's probably what I'm going to end up using him for, because he has the rail rifle thing. Can't remember if it's an ion rail. It's not an ion. The ion gun is like their version of plasma. I think it's just still called a rail gun. It's been a while since I guess I've actually like played with Tau. So, but yeah, so I think it all looks great. There's like, you know, a few new. I don't know if my cursor is showing up on the screen or not. The way I have this set up, it's hard to tell. But if you look in the back of this picture, there is a Tau, and I think we get a look at it later. A more frontal view of this Tau. It looks like he's like throwing some kind of like an EMP grenade or some kind of device kind of in the back there, but you can actually see his helmet, and in the other pictures you only see a frontal of the helmet, and it looks it looked very like kind of breacher-esque, in the Tau's Pathfinder helmets, very kind of like smooth and simple, and they just kind of like a simple eyepiece and then kind of just go slick back and have that point. But this one from the front, and there's kind of some like some more edges on it, kind of like the new breacher helmets. But in this picture, you can actually see it does still extend and elongate. So it looks like a kind of a new version of helmet, but this being an upgrade to the kit, you're still going to get the regular Pathfinder helmets unless they've replaced them with this kind of new upgraded version of the helmet. But it's hard to say because this is the only model that you see that they showcase wearing a helmet of any kind. So the only helmet that we see is one of a new design. We don't actually get to see if you're going to get more than one of this new design, if they completely replace the old helmets with this new design, or is it just this one model because it's some sort of a specialist type of Pathfinder helmet specialized for this particular role that this model is going to take on. It's something I'd like to know for sure lore wise, like if that's the case, or did they just do an upgrade to all the Pathfinder helmets? I'd be fine either way. If it's an upgrade and all Pathfinder helmets now look more similar to their Fire Warrior brethren, I guess he's not really brethren because they're not Space Marines. They have, you know, both sexes in their ranks, but whatever, for simplicity's sake. Or cohorts, I'll say that, as there are other cohorts, or is this just for this one specialist type of thing? And there's other things too, like there's because all their carbines, there's like kind of like new one that looks kind of has like almost a silencer type device or something on the end. There's others that have new optics and things like that. So it's all very interesting. One person, it looks like a sergeant, but then, you know, there's different, like just all kinds of new bits. There's a new like medic looking towel that looks pretty cool. I just really can't wait to I really want to get my hands on this kit in particular, just because of it seems like the new bits, you can really add some character to these Pathfinders. Plus, again, with the Tau, I just really like the names of their units too, like Fire Warriors, like Pathfinders is just such a cool sounding name for a very, you know, scout and reconnaissance type unit, which again works perfect in Kill Team. There's also been a lot of hate with these visors, these new heads here, which is why I think we don't really see a lot of helmeted stuff, because I really think we're only getting the one new helmet because it's going to be like a type of specialist helmet or something. And then the rest is regular. So you could kit them all out with helmets if you want, but they're really trying to showcase, in my opinion, these new visor helmets, which look pretty cool. And there's a couple even like cybernetic monocle type helmets as well. But yeah, so let us continue down as I'm getting. All right, sorry, so got a little interrupted. So trying to pick up back where I was at. I don't recall, other than we were going over all the different bits and pieces here with the new kit. So anyway, let's scroll down and take a look now more in depth here. So Wayward Adept destroyed his fleet from a passing war of faith, finds itself in the Vedic system, largely by chance, discovering a new core world rife with Xeno's corruption. Among the kill teams deployed to the surface are bands of Novataries, zealous battle sisters in training, looking to prove themselves worthy of advancement. So these are basically, I guess, new recruit sisters of battle to their particular, what do they call them? I can't even think what they call sisters of battles. I don't know. But anyway, so I want to say chapter, but that's not what they're called. Order, their order. All right, so you got your leader. Looks like what do they call it? Eviscerator chainsword, one of those super long ones. We got kind of your, I guess, banner bearer types. A really cool crossbow bolt thrower there, and some kind of one with a chalice. You got like a mace with incense in it. Then you got your lovely whips that the Sisters of Battle love to throw out. This looks to be the kind of apothecary type. Can't remember what they call them, but yeah, you got like the little Narthecium kind of device here. So that's kind of cool, like a version of the, wish I could remember what they call their apothecaries, but essentially kind of more of a lighter field medic kind of model here. And then I don't know, they're, you know, I guess something about to serve somebody with a warrant. You got like some kind of a combat specialist here, it looks like, with a like a dagger, and then they got their sword, and yeah, that's it. So very cool models. Again, like I really enjoyed my Sisters of Battle models I had. I got that box set when it came out. Again, I painted them up and then ended up selling them again, unfortunately. But these lighter armed and armored teams train aspirates from the Adeptus Sororitas minor orders, and they carry a wide variety of holy relics in the battle. These are totally new kit for Battle Sisters unit we've never seen before, as with the Orc Commandos and the Death Corps of Krieg before them. The I can't even want to say whatever, the novices have been designed specifically for games of Kill Team, and they come immense flexibility in terms of loadout and posing. After being chased out of the system, the Tau return with a fleet of their own. Kill teams of specialized pathfinders form the vanguard, using new equipment and advanced technologies to undermine the Imperium's military strength. So in previous edition Kill Team, you would find Tau Kill Teams would consist of pathfinders, fire warriors, and stealth suits. But still no idea if that is still a thing, and if they are, how many of each type would you be able to bring? I imagine stealth suits are probably going to be limited, if they're allowed to be brought, to about 1, maybe 2. And then with a majority of like pathfinders and fire warriors being able to be brought, and also kind of drones as well, and like how what types of drones from this, it looks like marker light drones, gun drones, and the recon drone all look like potentially being able to be brought. So but yeah, so here we go, diving into the Tau Kill Team. So here's that new helmet I was talking about. Like I said, this picture you can see a little bit better how like up on the top you can kind of see kind of these like creases, which the normal is just kind of like smooth for pathfinders, but on this one in particular you can kind of see like these edge creases coming off of the visor, and or the lenses, and also the lenses is a bit different as well. So from looking at this from the front, it definitely looks more like a breacher helmet, but like in that other picture that we saw, it definitely has the elongated back on it. So not really sure what that is. But as we can see, we have, well, this is interesting too. I'm trying to look at the bottom here. So he's throwing some kind of a grenade of some kind. And then it even looks like underneath of his carbine, you have looks kind of like a grenade attachment there. So I'm kind of like wondering if that is some kind of a new grenade launcher kind of thing. So I'm assuming this person throwing the grenade like this is like going to be the demolitions specialist. But like I said, it's kind of hard. It's not, I mean, you're not sure, but I am curious if that is exactly what I'm seeing there. It kind of looks interesting from that angle. I'm going to go up and see. And I can't really tell in this other picture. It's too far away to notice. So yeah, it'll be interesting. That'd be kind of cool if there's a grenade launcher kind of option on the bottom of the carbine. This is just another pretty much a regular pose. There's nothing really different with this model from what we've seen in the past with the Pathfinders, except for the head. So you have this visored helmet, and this is a female, and you can tell normally the the nasal slit for the Tau, if it is just straight up and down, it's a male, and if it goes up and then it kind of comes this way, so it's a Y shape, that's a female. But the other thing that is a giveaway for female, because this here the visor kind of covers that portion of their nose, which is also kind of a interesting thing, because I'm assuming that's where they breathe in and out. So you have this visor that sits here, it's kind of blocking the nose area. There might be like an area where they can kind of breathe, but then like putting it up, you're still like blocking off a lot of how you breathe. I mean, essentially that'd be like, I don't know, like always having something plugging my nose or something. I don't know. Maybe they don't really care too much about that. They're mouth breathers maybe more than they are nasal head breathers. But anyway, the other thing that you can tell as a female is that you can kind of see this kind of like nose thing. A lot of people always ask, and something that we've seen from some of these models, especially there's another female model that we'll get to, but they're like, why does it have a nose and everything? And I've made a joke on a few. It's like, well, maybe all those weird human Tau hentai that we see everywhere are actually true, and the Tau are breeding with their Guvesa and making kind of a hybrid human Tau hybrid, or whatever you want to say, which actually would be kind of cool if that was somehow worked into the lore somewhere. Just you start to see things kind of change up. But more specifically though, the female Tau do have this kind of nasal bridge that the males don't. So that is why this is another kind of sign that this is a female Tau. So, all right, coming up next is one of my favorite models of this, and it is the ion rifle, or the rail rifle, this new rail rifle. Like I don't know if they still have, I'm sure they still have the new or the old ones. And again, this may be the old one, and then they just give you these bits for this extra on the bottom here and this new kind of scope. And then with this helmet too, or this new head, I really like the idea of this being like a sniper specific head. And then also we have a new legs here, because this is a new base, because prior to this there was no like I don't know, leg up on a rock for the Tau, and this knee pad is different. It's got like these little, I don't know, little circles on there. I'm not sure exactly if that's to give him better grip or something, because he's a sniper of some kind. But anyway, I really like this model. It looks really cool, and I don't see myself doing much different. Like, it's a really cool kind of sniper-esque model to me. Kind of reminds me, there was, oh, I can't remember. There's an audio drama of a Tau sniper caught behind enemy lines, basically, and doing what he can to take out as many enemies as he can. But it's very reminiscent kind of that. I like the pose and everything, to the point of like, I don't really see needing to change much with this model. As far as a specialist, a sniper specialist would be really, really cool. I may see what he looks like on a kneeling position, like the one that's down there in front, but really at the end of the day, I probably, I don't know, I might keep it this way. I might put the leader on this, more of a, propped up and like kind of, I don't know, directing them accordingly, and put this to a kneeling. I'm not sure yet, but I definitely like what I see. It's my favorite model of these ones for sure. And then this next person down here, not sure if they're what they are. If they're a comm specialist or a, I don't know, range finder specialist or something. They definitely have this new visor, Cyclops visor thing, but the difference is it has like this black thing instead of like what appears to be a lens. And then they're dealing with something on their arm. So I'm not really sure if it's like they're supposed to be like some kind of communications specialist person or what exactly. But yeah, still some cool bits in there, but we'll see. All right, so then again, down in the bottom right there, at the forefront, just standard Pathfinder model, nothing really new again, except you have the head with this kind of half, well, this Cyclops visor. I call it a Cyclops visor, even though like he has 3 lenses here, and not really a Cyclops in terms of the mythical creature, but more like the X-Man just has that visor. And then up here behind him, another TOW with another visor, and now we see something crazy on the side of that gun. Some new kind of optic with something kind of off to the side. Like, I have no idea what that is, but it looks pretty cool. I would love to know more of like what exactly is going on there with that. Then we just get a look at the drones. It's your standard Pathfinder drones, or the standard drones that come with the Pathfinders, which is recon drone in the front with the burst cannon. You got your marker light drone and then a gun drone. And then we also have, again, another one in the background. There is just another standard TOW with carbine and marker light, and then the new head with the visor. And then now we have what is the new leaders. So the leaders usually mark with like the red and stuff on their, I guess, what are their comms antenna devices. But new bits look to be whatever that device is he's holding. And then the kind of camera device on the backpack. Really cool, again, really cool looking. So I really like the monocle on the eye as well. All looks really, really cool. All right, I would say my next favorite model is going to have to be that TOW medic. Again, I'm not sure if that posing is necessarily one that I would. All right, another interruption, but hopefully we're good now. So like I was saying, I really like the medic. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to use that pose. I'm not sure how changeable that pose is going to be as far as the arm, because it's kind of coming across. I'm not sure if I really like that or how I want to try to switch it. We'll see. Or like the running pose necessarily either. If there's like another way to do it differently, I may try and see how that goes. But then we have the next model down here in front, which is very interesting. Now these are the last two that they show in here, because then we're back to the demolitions model, or what I think is the demolitions model. But yeah, so then we have another female TOW here, where again you can kind of see the nose bridge kind of thing in comparison to the male right here, where you can, I guess you kind of see that nasal slit kind of comes down further. So I guess that's maybe why they don't have that. And the female Y kind of goes further up, and so then they have like this little nose kind of thing going on. And then this arm here has brought up a lot of question about if it is some kind of a close combat weapon of some kind, or not close combat weapon, but like a bionic arm or some kind of like prosthetic arm of some kind. Again, not really sure what's going on with that arm. And then on top of that, then we have this this carbine with like an extended muzzle on it. So that people are trying to say it's a silencer, but is it a silencer? We're not really sure. Then you also have kind of this other side optic on the side of the carbine, along with, you know, the normal marker light and everything. So yeah, it's not really sure what's going on with that weapon, but again, it looks pretty cool. And then also kind of down by the knee, there's something kind of sticking out there. So I'm not sure what additional thing that is. I can kind of go up maybe into this picture to see. And I believe this model right here in the front by the revealed at GenCon is that model. But you can't really see, but there is something kind of extra going on. Well, it is that model. You can see the silencer right there. But there is some kind of an extra pack and something else going on this model on the back here. So again, you know, not really sure what that addition is, which I think is what we're seeing kind of poking out from the knee on that side there. All right, so Pathfinders are experts at infiltration and reconnaissance. They carry high-powered weapons, which they use to spring ambushes, while drones provide accurate support at the hands of the specialist controllers. So that's probably what that one is. That has kind of the visor that has no lens on it, kind of like how the sniper drone Tau controller has like that controller that kind of like goes up inside. My guess is that's what that is. That is kind of like their VR things where they can control the drone from there. So that's interesting. I don't know how that specialist is going to work, like what their specialisms can be in terms of like how they are able to support and upgrade what the drones are doing. But that's a very interesting little piece of info. There's a specialist controller for the Tau, it would seem, which sounds really interesting. So I'm kind of excited to learn more about what that is exactly. So this is an update to the existing Tau Pathfinder kit, which comes with a comprehensive upgrade sprue to add a great number of options to the already flexible squad. There are new heads, weaponry, upgrades, and all the gadgets a high-tech team of incredibly skilled operators could need. As well as being the perfect for skirmish games in the far future, you will also be able to deploy both of these units in a full game. So yeah, so they're gonna go right over to 40K like they've kind of mentioned before. Speaking of which, all right, so then here we have the battlefield and everything that comes with it. So again, like I said, really cool. Definitely some things in here that I'm definitely going to try to get and use for my armies on parade terrain. So I'm most likely going to get this because hopefully it'll come with the books, although they don't really show. It just says ruins with plenty of vanguard points and obscuring terrain. So it doesn't really specify whether or not it's going to come with the books and the gauges and everything. I would assume that it will. And I hope that it does, so that way I don't have to like worry about like buying all the extra stuff separate. So I don't know, we'll see. All right, so inside the box, all right, here we go. Maybe it'll tell me here. Oh man, they love that word bespoke. I'm already reading ahead. So inside the box, you'll find the rules manual that includes 9 new missions covering everything from broadcasting propaganda to launching missile strikes against your opponents. This book also contains expanded rules for both squads in the box, which is definitely key for the Tau that I would need, with a whole host of bespoke strategic ploys, battle honors, and more, like we saw for the 2 factions in the Kill Team Octarius launch box. So there we are. I don't know how would you say that? Chalnath. We'll have more intel on Kill Team Chalnath shortly, but in the meantime, don't forget to pick up Kill Team Core Book and Compendium to get right into the new edition of the Skirmish Combat. All right, so again, so don't know if this is going to come with those other things like the Octarius did. I would hope and assume that it will. I don't know why it wouldn't. I really hope it does. So for me, this is definitely probably going to be a purchase. Just again, like I said, there's more in this that I am invested in and can use, the terrain and the Tau as well as the rules. So I'll probably be looking to offload or whatever the Sisters of Battle and stick with the Tau. I would even be up for a trade too if someone just wanted to straight up trade the Sisters for Tau. Like if somebody else got a box and they can have two of the new Sisters, and then I would get 2 of the Pathfinders from them, and then we both keep our other trinkets and whatever in the box. That I'd be also down for that for sure. Just to have more bits and things to convert and create other specialists or whatever else I wanted. So I may actually look to go that route first rather than trying to sell off the Sisters of Battle. So I may actually put a few feelers out there to people in my local gaming areas to see if anybody wants to do that. So, all right, well, that is going to be it for this one. Let me know what you think. How do you think of this new box set? I know there's kind of a, I guess we call it controversy about the Tau only being an upgrade versus a new unit or even just completely updated Pathfinders. I think from what I can see, the upgrade kit seems to do enough to upgrade them to the point where they almost look like a completely new kit anyway. But I understand there's a lot of people who don't feel that way. But yeah, so what do you think? Is this, you know, something you're going to look into, or are you still going to wait out and see what the next one is? Because that's the other kind of hard thing with these is like it's hard to jump into this new edition without necessarily knowing what else is going to come out there. Yes, you can get the compendium book, but it's not the things that don't have these new bespoke rules yet that come in these faction ones. You're not really going to be all that competitive in my mind or my opinion, because just like with the indexes, it was just a stopgap until the new rules come out. And that's what compendium is. It's an index for Kill Team until the rules come out. Yeah, you know, we'll see. It's kind of one of the things that I find kind of, I guess, kind of disappointing or whatever is like the can't remember what they're called. They were in that, what was it? It was like the rogue, it was a rogue trader kill team that had it's like the star something models. They were really cool looking, and then like the Geller pox and stuff like that. Like as far as I know, like right now those are not playable factions or kill teams right now in this edition. I'm not sure if that's going to change in the future or not. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so again, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like, and check out my other links in the description below to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time.